for now, let's get into cash flow.
Let's do that.
So let's talk about where you should be at various ages. And Fidelity does a really good each year. They kind of give you an estimate of what you ought to have. And take a look at this. Age 30, 1 times your salary. Age 50, 6 times your salary. Make $100,000 times 6. You ought to have about $600,000. By the time you retire at age 67 is what they're showing, which is Social Security age. It's 10 times.
A lot of times you're thinking, hey, am I on track? Given my certain age, you know, hey, I'm in my 30s, 50s, 60s, whatever. Am I on track? Well, this is just a good gauge just to let you know, hey, what nest egg do you need to provide you an income stream to last you the rest of your life? So if you're approaching or you're knocking on retirement store, you're in your 50s, you're thinking, hey, how much should I have at this point? Just multiply your annual salary by 6. If you make, like Al said, $100,000, you should have $600,000 liquid at that standpoint. Alan, let's take a look at a quick example here. Let's say if you want to spend $75,000 a year, every year, for the rest of your retirement, let's say the next 30 years. We talked about the rule of 4% or the 4% rule. And what that means is that you don't want to take out any more than 4% out of your liquid portfolio. So let's look here with this couple. So first thing that you want to figure out is your fixed income. What is going to come to the household as a fixed income stream, such as Social Security, such as maybe a pension, or maybe you have rental income that is giving you cash flow. So if I add that up, they're giving $30,000 in Social Security plus another $20,000 of additional cash flow from pensions or real estate. So that's $50,000 that's coming in. But they want to spend $75,000. So what you need to do to start your overall strategy is to say, what do I want to spend? What is going to come into the household? And figure out what my shortfall is, $25,000. So then, all right, this needs to come from the overall portfolio. In this example, let's just assume this couple has $800,000 saved. If I divide this $25,000 into the $800,000, their distribution rate is 3.1%. Or say it another way, 3.1% of $800,000 equals $25,000. This 3.1 is under that 4% threshold. So we feel, hey, these individuals are probably on track.
Yeah, I would say so too. And we do talk about the 4% rule, and it's not a perfect rule. I mean, in some cases it's not going to be enough, and in some cases it's plenty, right? So it just depends. It's kind of a starting point. But a lot of folks, when they go through this, they realize, wait, I'm not there. I'm not that close. And so then what can you do to make your situation better? Well, some obvious things. One is you can work longer, so you can save more to get to retirement. So that's one thing. Or maybe you've got some kind of job or interest where you can make some part-time money throughout retirement, at least a chunk of retirement. You may have to look at your expenses. Maybe you got to reduce those a little bit. There's things like deferring Social Security, downsizing, and reverse mortgage is yet another one to where you could potentially get your mortgage to go away and have a payment stream. So there's a number of ways to make your situation better. And I think, Joe, that calculation is where you start, and then you start coming up with a plan to get there if you're not quite there.
A few small things that you can potentially do when you get into your planning, and we talked about this, is control what you can control, right? You can control your spending, you can control your savings, right? You can control your risk, how your portfolio looks. We're going to talk about that when we get back from the break. But another big component is taxes. Where is your money held? Is it in a tax deferred like an IRA or 401k pool? Well, no, all of these dollars coming out is going to tax at ordinary income. Tax-free is 0. Taxable is a little bit more favorable. So now you're putting all the pieces of your puzzle together so you're not at Vegas, spinning that roulette wheel. You have a solid strategy.